This is from Sports Illustrated. It's really interesting. 3 Browns with the most to gain in training camp. We've talked about the first guy, Cedric Tillman. Ended up logging just 21 catches, 224 yards during his rookie campaign. Has already made a great impression, OTAs and mini camp. One thing we learned about him is his rookie season, that guy can block. Speaking of blocking, number 2, DeJuan Jones with Conklin and Wills on the men. Jones could very well be returning to the bench for 2024. Eye-opening showing in training camp could make that decision difficult for Kevin Stefanski. Number 3, Alex Wright with Garrett Smith and Okoronkwo. Browns have quite a quartet of incredibly talented pass rushers on the edge. Wright can separate himself from Okoronkwo, who played in 53% of Cleveland's defensive snaps in 2023. Wright played really well. I don't know that separating himself is what he wants to do. Just continue to develop, because make an impact. You're going to get the ability to rotate in because that's what Jim Schwartz does. Just continue to make plays.
Yeah, he wants to keep them guys fresh, and especially the pass rushers, and so you can throw them out there, and then go full go. I think Wright made tremendous, as a rookie, 3rd-round pick. He had no sacks. I know we emphasize, especially our edge rusher, that, but it takes some time usually for guys for it to click. And behind Zadarius Smith and Myles Garrett and Okoronkwo, I think he really learned some things. If you remember last year in the Hall of Fame game against the Jets, Wright injured his knee and he had to have arthroscopic surgery, and he missed the rest of training camp and really wasn't able to. I don't know when exactly he started playing, but it wasn't right off the bat. So he missed a lot of time. But in the second half of the season, after having no sacks as a rookie, he had 5 sacks in a row, I think, to finish the season. Finished with 5 sacks, had 1 a game, and finished right there, only a half sack behind Zadarius Smith. And so I think that they have a pretty good quartet there, and that allows you to rest guys. And then you have Isaiah McGuire, who they like. Last year, 4th-round pick, was able to sit and observe as well, and he had a sack, one of the games. So I think they got a good 4, and I think Okoronkwo is a really good player. They signed him originally, and many thought he was going to be the bookend opposite Garrett, and then they were able to trade for Zadarius Smith. So you have 3 top flight edge rushers, and now 4 with Alex Wright. So I think he has a chance to, just continue his trajectory in the rotation. He's going to get the chances to do so.
The other thing I would say, those guys are all 3rd and 4th-round picks. So there's going to be a jump just by virtue of getting used to the NFL. A lot of times, when a guy has a little bit of success, you're like, well, why doesn't he? Guys that are taken in the 3rd and 4th round usually take a little longer to develop.
Yeah, they do. And, the Browns have been drafting, there because of the trade with Watson, and a guy like Emerson, really emerged a little quicker. And Wright, a lot of times defensive lineman takes a little more time. I've heard that over the years. Siaki Ika, didn't really get on the field last year. He's a 3rd-round pick. It took a little time for David Bell, to start making plays. Cedric Tillman, unfortunately, got hurt after they traded Donovan Peoples-Jones. They were kind of freeing up room for him to play, and he showed some good things, but then he got hurt at the very end of the season, didn't get to play in the playoffs. So that's what you want. You want a team and a roster that's deep, and so you're able to develop your 3rd, 4th round, 5th round picks. So, when you have to let free agents go, you have somebody to step in, and you're now starting to see that with the Browns. They're developing young guys that you might not have heard of that all of a sudden are playing in bigger roles because they have developed them, in the past 3 years.